Hey everybody, we are continuing our series of Tracing the Thread. We're looking for the gospel throughout the Bible, and right now in our Wednesday night class, we are doing that study. We are in the Gospels, and we're talking about Jesus. And so this verse comes to us from Mark chapter 6, verses 40 through 42. And so let's get right into it. So they sat down in groups by hundreds and by fifties. And taking the loaves and the two fish, he looked up to heaven and said a blessing and broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples to set before the people. And he divided the two fish among them, and they all ate and were satisfied. I want you to take a second and think about the best present that you've ever received. Did it being the best present have anything to do with the fact of who gave it to you? Or was it because of what it was? Sometimes we're really thankful for the person who gave us that gift, but most of the time we are more focused on what the gift was, right? Rather than who gave it to us or the heart, the thought behind it. As much as we want to think about that, it seems like we just tend to focus on that gift itself rather than the person. So that's why I want you to, so we read from Mark chapter 6. I want you to go back and read the entire story, starting in verse 35. So Mark 6, 35 through 44. Because we find people are flocking to Jesus to hear his teaching. And this time things went late. It happens from time to time, right? And the disciples mentioned to Jesus that what he really needed to do was send them home, send them on home so that they could get something to eat. And Jesus, well, he kind of took things in a different direction. He told the disciples, "Hey, I would like you guys to get something for everyone to eat." And the disciples were quick to point out, Jesus, we don't have that kind of cash on us. We're kind of strapped. So Jesus told them, well, go ahead and bring me whatever food you have on you. Go find out what food we have here and bring it to me. Well, and it turned out that there was only going to be 5 loaves and 2 fish, right? And you got to ask yourself, what was Jesus doing? What's he working out here, right? Jesus was essentially asking them to trust him. Regardless of what they thought was going to happen, Jesus came through and he fed the whole crowd with leftovers to spare. But is this story just about a miracle? Is it just about a really cool thing that Jesus gave to the people, a really cool gift? Or is it about him? The story has a really cool miracle and a really cool gift at the center, but is the story about the gift or the gift giver? The way we operate, we tend to focus more on the gift. But here Jesus is asking everyone to not focus so much on the gift, but to focus on the one who gave the gift. So my challenge to you today is to think about how can you learn to love the giver himself more than just his gifts.